I'm just sick of how minions are being represented, you know?
I agree.
We're more than just banana, you know? And I'm here to show the real side of minions.
Yes, and I'm representing, I don't know.
Yourself?
Well, I don't know if I'm me from 10 years ago, if I'm Justin Bieber, if I'm Kris Jenner. I don't quite know. I just didn't want to do drag today. Oh my God, Chris with the sunglasses? Oh my God, with the headset. That literally looks like you're in the plane.
Oh my gosh. You're like too cool for us. You're too cool to be here.
Dude, you got a proper cockpit, bro. You got a co-pilot in the back.
Oh my God, you do.
You know?
That mask is haunting behind him.
Thank you. Oh my God, and look at you, Ryland.
I'm Elastigirl.
I love it.
You're,
Elastigirl.
I don't know what that means. I never saw the movie.
It's so good. I know what we're doing tonight.
You've never seen either of them?
Shane won't ever watch fun movies with me.
Wait, Elastic Girl. So she's made of elastic?
She can go whoosh, and her arm will extend 1,000,000 feet long.
That would be on the bottomest of my list of superpowers if I could have one.
You just don't know how it's utilized.
Unless it was my penis.
What are you going to do? Kill a bitch
Just
while you're
throw
in?
it all the way. I don't know. I'm not into that superpower.
But The Incredibles is really, really good.
Really good.
It's like a very well made.
I literally trust you right now. Like, I trust you with my life. Like, I would do anything you said. I'd be like, no, I trust him. He's the pilot. Wow.
Honestly, you're selling the vibe.
Am I?
You should wear that
No way.
forever.
And the
For
shaved
real.
face really works with this look.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're so nice.
Okay, Jerid, you look good too.
Wait, Shane, I'm very confused though. You like famously hate the Minions, but you were campaigning for Jerid to be a Minion.
Here's the thing. Back in my early YouTube days, right, I made a lot of sketches about Miley Cyrus, which is my biggest regret of all time. I know there's a lot of regrets, but that's one of the biggest.
Whoa.
Because I felt like it was just making fun of somebody because they're famous and whatever, right? But I really loved Miley. I still love Miley. But I just kept making fun of her because I loved her secretly, right? Minions. I've never seen the movies and I hate them. Like, they make me angry, but maybe I do love them because I made my own brother a minion.
That's dark.
And I don't hate you right now.
Why do you hate the Minions? I love the Minions.
well, you know, like that's why I'm here to really show the real side of a minion. You know, you hate what's being represented in the media as a minion. But in real, dude, we're just fucking people.
Yes.
We're just minions.
Are
man.
you
Are they?
actually people?
Yeah.
What are
It's
they?
just a show.
Whatever they want to identify as is fine in this house.
Chris sees danger.
What?
What? I was just checking.
Navigate
Okay,
that
good.
way.
No, I was just making sure because I trust you. Whatever you need.
This plane cannot crash, Chris.
Hey, welcome back to whatever. Oh, the sunglasses.
No.
Welcome back to whatever the hell this is. Really, Halloween edition.
As if it wasn't obvious.
This is a lot. I'm sorry to all of you. No, I'm really excited. Listen, Halloween is one of those times where it sounds more fun than it is.
Okay, speak for yourself.
What did we do last Halloween?
Well, no, I think the lead up to Halloween is the fun of
We
Halloween.
literally went Christmas shopping.
The
on Halloween.
decor. Oh my gosh, yeah, we did because you got to get the Christmas decor in early because it sells out fast.
Wow, I trust you too. Like with that, I feel like you're like a cute Karen.
Oh, thank you. Elastigirl, but same thing.
Okay.
Catherine.
Yes. Katie.
I like it.
Okay, so yeah, we're here on Halloween. Hopefully, you guys are joining our party. I don't know. I can't with this. I don't know what to say. Jerid, thank you for letting me paint your face. You were like a really good client. You were a really good client because this is a lot. And they can't, after I painted his whole head yellow and then he put on the costume and you can't see any of it.
Yeah, you guys didn't think about that?
You know what though? Like, it really made me gain a respect for people that are sitting in makeup for 8 hours.
Yeah.
But then again, I thought, but this is also very meditative.
Yes.
Because I don't have to think about anything right now except for getting shit gooped all over my face and just be here.
I mean, it was like 10 minutes, but
Yeah, I don't know if I got an accurate representation of what 8 hours feels like, but I liked it.
Did you get a full frontal of Jerid?
what do you mean?
Just that costume is
yeah.
like an
Just say
experience.
what you want to say, right?
I'm saying I
What
can
about
see,
my full frontal?
I can
Do you think it'd
see
be fun
the
to
bulge. I can
Thank you.
see
Weird.
how's slimming.
You mean the banana?
Well, he's standing right there, and there's no way around it. Both of our costumes are very nut hugging.
These are costumes.
You guys are fortunate that the angles don't go that low. But
Whoa,
me too. I just said for
Hey,
me too.
I got people asking how they could get access to this.
Yeah.
Okay, they want to see this.
He's a married man.
It's very unfortunate.
And
for
I will
this.
say, not that you need it, but the costume is slimming, Jerid.
Oh my God. Okay, I wrote this down to talk about this because I was so shook. We were at Party City yesterday, and I was like, okay, can you try on the Minion costume before we buy it? So you tried it on in the middle of the store. I took a picture. Skinny legend. Minion skinny legend.
Controversial.
What?
Well, I didn't know that was controversial. You told me calling somebody a skinny legend was controversial.
Oh, right. Okay, here, I don't know the rules anymore because I used to be so big, and then I got skinny, and now I'm like in the middle. I don't know what's offensive anymore, but I guess, yeah, you're not allowed to say skinny legend because it's offensive to skinny people, but also offensive to bigger people. I don't fucking know. But either way, you're a skinny Minion legend. Do you take that as a
I'm a
compliment?
skinion.
Whoa.
That sounds offensive for me.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I didn't like that.
No,
Yeah.
I think that costume is really slimming. It's like snatched. When you walked in here, I was shook.
Okay, it's slimming. Yes. But is it off-putting?
Yeah.
like because if I'm just thinking, okay, yeah, it's slimming, I feel great about it, but once I walk into public, is it gonna transfer that same energy?
I think, okay, we've been talking about you making a TikTok or a Snapchat or something. I think your first TikTok or Snap should be you living your life today as a Minion.
I've seen a lot of videos recently where it's like, if 11-year-old me could see where I'm at today, they would be fucking in dream world.
Yes.
It's like that. You know, the 11-year-old me would have never thought I'd be dressing up as a banana minion on making 5-second TikToks, and I love it. I can't believe that's where I'm at, and I feel fortunate.
Well,
let's do it.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
Okay, there is drama and we need to talk about it. This is big, and me and Jerid realized this last night at 4 a.m. And I don't know if you guys actually do know that Ryland's noticed this. I don't know if Chris has noticed this, but the drama is, and I saw this in the comments, and then somebody texted me about it and was like, what's the real tea?
Dude.
Jerid was not following Chris and Ryland on Instagram.
I was going to call him out about that a while ago, but then I just felt like, he's his own person. If he doesn't want to follow me, he's in no way obligated to do so.
I see why you feel that way, but why not?
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, what's the tea?
Okay, how about this? To me personally, following on Instagram, liking on Instagram bears no regards into my personal feelings about people.
Whoa.
And as much as this is, I guess Instagram is a close tie-in, the social media aspect, it's just hard for me to think of it like that, to think where it's offensive if I wouldn't follow somebody, because obviously we're friends and family and whatnot. So I guess I just don't look at it that way.
Well, wait a minute. Hold on. This is different than what you told me last night at 4 a.m.
Oh, okay.
Last night at 4 a.m. you said, I'm not? And I said, no. And you said, oh, I didn't know.
Well, exactly. It's so it's so unimportant to me that I've never thought about it.
Really?
Because I know that, and you know what? Not to be that guy.
Uh-oh.
That's like trying to flip it on somebody. But I also am not very interactive, but I feel like I thought we were following each other because because we had messaged each other and we had interacted with each other, that we must have just been following each other.
Okay.
Yeah, but sometimes you can't.
But then I thought, maybe that's just bled off into real life on phones, and like if we want to talk to each other, we just do that. You know what I mean? So again, I thought we were following each other, and then I thought me and Ryland were following each other.
Oh, I've been following you. That's not the problem.
So when I said I'm not, I just didn't know, and I thought we interact on Instagram.
Yes, we do.
But here's the deal: I have 5 Instagram accounts.
You do?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, because I have one for my old company that I only follow a select group of people that are like a different, like older friends, things like that. People, I've had that Instagram account for probably 10 years. And then I have company Instagram accounts. There's 2 of those that I use. And then I have this Instagram account. So I guess there's 4. I guess that's kind of hypocritical to say I don't care about Instagram, but I got 4 Instagram accounts.
But
They're all out of necessity for different reasons. None of them being to maintain close relationships with people that I have in my life.
Which is what Instagram's about.
Go for it, Chris.
Oh, I was just going to say, to defend Jerid a little bit, too. Like, we were just talking about the other day. You were like, I posted, like, a few stories today, and, like, I never do that. And, like, it doesn't feel like Instagram's such a big part of your life. And I know we're friends in real life. Like, I know, so I'm not worried about that at all, just to be clear. But
if it was somebody else, I might be offended. But, like, with you, I just don't. It doesn't, for some reason, it doesn't bother me, but I do also want to say one thing, because I'm bad at Instagram in the way that if somebody messages me, I have like fear of direct messages on Instagram, even for people I know. I just like, I leave them unread forever and I'll never go into them or read them because I'm like, I don't know, afraid of them for some reason.
Me too. I haven't opened my DMs in like a month because when I open them, sometimes a hater can sneak through, which is scary, or it'll be like somebody mentioning me in a story that like, I don't know. They give me anxiety, so I feel bad. If you sent me a DM and I haven't responded, I never will, and I'm really sorry. I love you. It's just too scary for me.
You also probably, just from like a number standpoint, get so many, it's like not possible to answer.
Well, and I follow a lot of people, and I also don't unfollow people. Even if they like publicly fucking hate me or something or whatever, I still don't unfollow them because that gives me anxiety. So now it's like, I can't read DMs. I don't unfollow people. So honestly, I don't even use Instagram. That's why Snapchat is everything. Because there's nothing there.
Well, I guess the ultimate question is, have you followed us since?
I believe so. I think I did last night. I hope I did.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? If I didn't,
if you don't want to see our stuff, it's fine. I won't be offended. I post a lot of gay stuff, so maybe that's like not your forte. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Obviously, gay stuff isn't my. I don't look at gay stuff. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, like, I enjoy watching people I care about in their element. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if you're putting stuff online that you feel like I would enjoy watching and it means something to you that I see, I apologize I wasn't doing that, Chris. Same thing. You know what I mean? Same thing. And hopefully you understand my viewpoint. There's no hard feelings.
Really glad we cleared all this up.
Yeah.
Chris.
Yes.
There's a big thing that happened, and we kind of started to mention it in the last show, but then I kind of forgot to go back to it. You had surgery.
Oh, yes. I had a couple cysts removed, yeah.
Which, first of all, for you and for me, because
Shane, you guys are cis sisters.
Sister.
Whoa! Yes. Remember? Okay, because in one of the previous shows, we were both talking about how our medical stuff and like we need to get our cyst checked or removed, and we're not doing it because like for some reason we're not. You got it removed. Multiple. I got an ultrasound, which was really scary, but the woman did it, and she put it on my leg, and I was like holding Ryland's hand and like crying and so scared, and then she goes, "It's just fat." And I was like, iconic. But Chris, tell us about your surgeries. Show us your scars, baby.
Oh my gosh.
Well, they're not big. They were tiny cysts. But
weren't they like inch round or like 2 inch?
I guess, I mean, to me they seemed really big, but I guess in terms of how big cysts get, they weren't considered that big.
Big sisters.
It was concerning because you had 3 at
Big sister,
once.
little sister.
Well, I turns out I have 4, by the way. There was another one I didn't realize.
4 sisters.
But
Quadruplets.
Sorry.
I thought I was gonna get all of them removed, but they ended up just removing. There's one on my chest right here that they removed, and then there's one here that they removed, and there's 2 here.
Ooh.
But they said originally, before I got it done, the nurse was like, "Oh, it's not a big procedure and you'll be fine the next day." But then as I'm getting it done, the doctor's like, "Oh yeah, don't lift anything with this hand. The stitches will rip open. So don't lift anything." And like, also, we're not going to do your right hand because then you won't have any hands to do anything with. Like, you can't lift anything. And
You have stitches in them?
Huh?
It's
yeah.
It's,
yeah.
Oh.
There's stitches in here, stitches in here. But yeah, so they left one arm that we're going to do later. But after they, like, as she's doing it, she's like, yeah, I wouldn't even lift much heavy stuff with this arm either, just because you have it in your chest, and like when you pull, those can pop open too. And I'm like, I have a shoot the following day, and I'm getting a procedure done, and I'm like, I have work tomorrow, and I lift film equipment and stuff. Like, I have to. And she's like, you can't do that. Please don't. And I'm like, well, I need money. No one told me this. And thankfully, my boyfriend wasn't working that day and stepped in, and he helped me out. And he carried everything. Wouldn't let me touch anything. He was really wonderful. So that worked out.
Wow.
And then you guys also have been so kind. I felt so bad. But normally, I have to carry all the lights in from the basement. Is it a basement?
Mm-hmm.
From the basement. And Shane and you guys carried everything for me up here. And I feel really bad about it, but it's really appreciated.
First of all, don't feel bad. It gave me, not that I've ever not had respect for you, because I always do, but it gave me even more respect for you because it was so much work setting up all these lights and doing all this stuff. So I'm like so grateful that you do that all the time. And I definitely want to help you more in the future because it was also kind of fun because it made me feel like I was a part of it. You know what I mean?
Thank
like
you.
when you're baking a cake instead of buying it and you eat it and everybody around you's like, this cake's so good. And you're like, I know, right? I made it. The same thing. So thank you for setting up. And actually, this leads me into a question. What are we going to do with this show? On a real note. What? Well, like, are we going to keep doing this? Should we keep doing this? We're going back to LA in January, so things are going to change a little bit. Should I build a set? Like, what do you think the future of this show should be? How are we all feeling? Do we want to keep doing this?
I absolutely want to keep doing this. This is my favorite time. Like, this is my favorite thing that I do all month. Like, I look forward to it. I like plan everything around it, and it's my happy place.
That is like me with my cheat meals, which are nightly. No, I love that. Jerid, how do you feel?
I'm a firm believer. What?
I don't know. It sounded like you weren't sure.
Oh, no. I'm a firm believer in you go with the flow, you know, and I feel like the ocean doesn't schedule waves. I'm happy I was able to land on this one. And I don't feel like it's at a point where it's breaking yet. I think that the fact that even building a set is talked about, it means that we're heading in a direction where there's momentum. And I think all the fans that I see, they really love it. So if it's not broken, you know, then don't fix it. And I think as of right now, we're running pretty smooth.
Yes.
People are enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
And if anything, I do see areas that it could get even better and we could do even cooler stuff. And so I don't know if now would be the time to stop doing it when we have so much to offer still. You know what I mean? I think we're really, every episode's getting better. So I'd love to continue it. That's kind of where I'm at personally.
Wow, you guys just changed my mind because I was going to quit.
But I mean, I also I don't want to have to convince nobody, you know. But I feel like that's where I'm at, you know.
Okay, I was kidding. I'll get back to that in a second. But Ryland, how are you feeling?
Good. I mean, I like it. It's relaxing because I don't have to produce anything. I just sit in, I have a good time, hear what you guys have to say, and I am a little concerned about building a set in LA though, because we're there for only a few months out of the year.
Okay, so here's where I'm at, and I want to get real about this, which is why I'm asking all of you guys how you feel and how you feel at home. I really love doing this show. It is really consuming though, because scheduling it and also trying to do other things, YouTube stuff and a movie thing, and also I edit it. I mean, I have somebody that I'm working with right now to help, which is great, but I'm still, you know, it's still like 3 to 4 days of my week are fully podcast.
And that's without thumbnailing, promoting, like it's a big thing.
And then with ads, which gratefully some ads have been coming through, which is really exciting, but those I really like go all out, and it takes me all day to like edit the ad and add music and add this and add that, right? So I know the answer. The answer is like, should we down, what's the word? Scale back to where we edit less and there's less stuff going on and maybe it's not as crazy, but then I feel like I wouldn't be proud of it. So I don't quite know. I need to hire, I think we need to hire help, like a full-time editor maybe. And I thought about the set thing because even with Chris, I was like, you do so much with this. There's so much going on, these lights and this camera with like, I'll just do a pan so I can put this in. Lights, camera, light, camera, light, camera, light, camera. Like it's in Minion. Like bananas. It's a lot. So here's my other question. Chris, how would you feel if we built a set or did something where everything was always there forever, right? Like everything's set up all the time and you could just come in and just hang out and be talent and just talk. Would you like that, or would you feel weird because this is kind of the thing you like to do?
You know, it's really interesting because we talked about it briefly earlier, and in my mind, like I'm your camera person, you know, like your guys' camera person. Like that's how I always think of myself, and that's what I love doing. Like when we film, especially like a long term, like the haunted video, the haunting of Shane Dawson, stuff like that. It's like that's so fun to me, and like to get like an interesting image with you and stuff, and help like make a story with you is really fun. But this became a thing, and for just like practical reasons, it's incredibly tough. To like, the entire time we're filming, I'm worried like, are they all recording? Is this in focus? Is this in focus? Is this focus? Is this focus? Is the light okay? And that's like all I'm thinking about the majority of the time we're recording. And especially when we had our first guest, it was like almost too much mentally for me. I feel like I wasn't present. I was also in a lot of pain. There was a lot happening in that episode. I'm very sorry, but it is incredibly almost too tough at this point.
Yeah.
So, I mean, at least help in that regard would be really nice.
The problem with all these things is, though, yes, it would be great to have a studio, to have setup lighting, to have an editor, to have all of these things, but it's expensive. Like, that's very, very expensive. That requires having a lot of advertisers. To sustain everyone coming is also expensive. I mean, to run the show is expensive.
And I'm willing to pay. And here's the thing. I'm willing to put my money into this and like not make it back for a while. That's fine. I just want to know that, like, first of all, that you guys are enjoying this, but also like it is kind of a weird segue from where I thought my career was going or something. Because like even we filmed a docuseries like a month and a half ago and it's still not done yet because I haven't had time to edit it because of the podcast. But I do enjoy this. So I don't want to stop, but yeah, so there might be some changes coming. We don't know what they are, but I just want to let you guys know, but also let us know in the comments. Like, do you have ideas for what we should do? Should we do more? Like, cause here's the thing. It would also be nice to do weekly, but like, I can't edit that much. So it would just be less editing.
Actually, I think it makes a lot of sense, but there's so much weight on you guys with you having to edit it and all that. And I've only been a part in my life of small businesses where they're family owned and operated. And people that own these kind of businesses, that's all they're able to do because it takes that much work. You know what I'm saying? And the only way that you're able to really grow is to build it to a point where you can start delegating. Because just like Chris, you coming in and just being able to be the talent, that opens up time for you guys to work on other things that you feel you need to do and enjoy. But I think it is time, and it's cool that we built it to a point where we probably should start delegating, because that would allow us to put out even more content, even diversify the content, and just allow us to enjoy it, because it is a lot of work. This isn't just like a podcast that you come and do. This is something that's like a full-blown project, and I think it's an awesome thing, but it would be very cool for you to be able to branch off, do other things without so much waiting on this and so much effort being put in. And, you know, it'd also be cool to give people the chance to work on it with us.
Well, and controversial opinion, actually not controversial probably, but I also think it would be cool to expand, like you said. Like, it would be cool, and we talked about this months ago, but, you know, to have you have your own podcast, you know, and maybe it's under my network if I make a network, or my channel or whatever. And Ryland already has his own podcast, and I want to do sit-down interviews, like me one-on-one with somebody I'm interested in, because I miss doing those types of interviews. And like, you know, Chris, whatever you want to do, baby, you can do. Like, it would be fun to expand it a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you guys want that, let us know, and we appreciate all the support and love.
I'm ready for this to become a tidal wave.
Yeah.
Take over the whole planet.
Oh.
Well, that kind of got aggressive, but back to the analogy, you know, let's get this wave bigger. You know?
I see what you're saying.
Even funner and even more awesomeness.
I agree.
Let's fly us there, Chris. Fly us there.
Thank you. I love you. Oh, I thought isn't that I love you in sign language, or no?
What is?
Oh, that's I love you.
Isn't it like the rock on sign? Is that?
I have no idea.
Like this?
I trust you though.
I think it's. I don't know if this is right. I think this is I love you in sign language. I think.
Well, I love you. Hopefully this is nothing bad. And yeah, we're gonna take a quick little break. I have to pee. If you have to pee, I don't know how you're gonna do it. But good luck.
I got a diaper on. No, I don't. I'm gonna just piss myself. Who cares?
Okay.
By the way, I literally do this with my boyfriend all the time. I should really know this.
Two in the pink, one in the stink.
Oh no, the I love you sign.
Oh,
I
same
think
thing.
I think that's devil horns, dude.
Oh,
No, it is that too, for sure. But I think I'm gonna Google this.
okay. I'm gonna go pee. Okay, so our first sponsor of the day is one of my favorite sponsors ever, and that's because they were our very first sponsor ever, BUFFY. So as you guys know, BUFFY makes award-winning bedding that is as soft on you as it is on the earth. They specialize in making bedding that is also very cooling, especially if you're a hot sleeper like I am. So obviously, we've talked about this a lot. The Breeze Comforter is my favorite. It keeps you cool throughout the night. But don't just take my word for it. Take Chris's and his mystery man.
The bedding's so comfortable, my boyfriend and I don't want to wake up. Right, babe?
Wow. That was weirdly personal. I felt like I was in bed with Chris. That was okay. So yes, Chris and his mystery man love the Breeze Comforter just as much as I do. I just love BUFFY. I am such a huge fan of them as a company. They're also sponsoring the series that I'm editing right now. So I'm just very grateful. Thank you so much, BUFFY, for believing in me, believing in this show. And yeah, We just love you. So please support Buffy because they have supported us and we're so grateful to them. Go to buffy.co and use code GROWER at checkout for 20% off of your Buffy order. That's buffy.co, code GROWER for 20% off of your order. Thank you, Buffy. We appreciate you and love you. And thank you guys for supporting them. It means a lot. Okay, enjoy the rest of the show. Oh, wow, I've never looked worse.
Shaving is not the move for
My
us.
skin, I look like a mole rat. I look like a big testicle. I look horrible. Yuck. I have like grandpa face. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Did we decide who you
Wow,
are?
I'm aging. It's like old. What?
Who are you? Have we decided?
I don't know. Chris, what do you call me, Chris Bieber?
You're a very ambiguous character, but
Thank
yes, I would say you're either Justin Jenner or you're
Very rich.
Chris Bieber.
Thank you.
Ooh,
I love that.
I like this combination.
You also look okay.
Uh-oh.
You don't look necessarily like you could be in high school, you know, like that age, but you look like you're just maybe 22. So you also look like, oh, dude, we got to get someone infiltrating this high school. We need a student, like a what was it, Never Been Kissed,
Yeah.
Undercover reporter.
exactly,
Jump
a
Street.
21 Jump Street. You could pass. I think kids would be like, dude, you look a little older than us, but yeah, okay.
He flunked out a few times.
You're 17. You know, why not? I like it.
Yeah.
By the way, have you I had been by high school for the first time in a very long time, and I was like, oh, those are like middle school, like those are infants, those are children, and then someone was like, no, that's a high school.
Whoa.
And I was like, and I realized how old I was in that moment because people in
Okay.
high school look like children.
Okay,
Like
so I had this realization a few years after high school when, I looked at a high school and I was like, wait, that's a high school kid? When I was in high school, I felt like everybody had beards and looked like they were 30. But is that just because we were the same age? Like, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because now when I look at other 30-year-olds, I'm like, oh, they look, kind of young. But when I was a kid, 30 years old was like, oh, that person's so old.
Yes, exactly.
So is it that? And like, yeah, high school, that's crazy. Like what, 16 years old? When I meet like a kid at Target or something and they're like, oh, I watched your videos. They look like they're 5 and they're like, oh, I'm 17. I'm like, what?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I was positive they were middle schoolers, like no older than middle schoolers. There was no possible way in my mind. And then like, no, those are like senior high schoolers. And I was
And you
like,
know what? I do want to say something about Gen Z. Because I see a lot of people, Gen Z makes fun of millennials a lot or whatever. But then I've been seeing a lot of millennials making fun of Gen Z for doing all these TikTok things, which I didn't even know about, where they're like, like, I guess this is a thing. And then
What?
I don't know what it means.
With this in front of your hand?
Your
What?
hand. I don't know. And
See-
then there's another thing they do where it's like, I don't fucking remember.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
And-
hate nothing more.
Or the way they talk, which I very much learned. I just forgot you were a Minion for a second. The way they start everything with no, but. No, but why does Chris look like a pilot? No, but.
Chris 8.
And it's kind of annoying, right? But then I started thinking, God, when we were in high school, the fucking emo shit, purple fucking hair, the MySpace thing.
So
you know,
annoying if you're
like,
the older generation.
Oh my God. So
Like,
I'm like,
what are these
oh.
kids doing?
So I'm like, so we really can't talk.
But then it also, I mean, I don't know if this is too dark to get into, but then it like further, I was sitting there thinking about this and I'm like, okay, so they look 5 to me. So like, how do people who are like 70 date 18-year-olds if they look 5?
I thought
to
about
me?
the same thing. I was like, because Leonardo DiCaprio, which like no shade on him. I love him. But I was like, oh wow, he's dating a 20-something-year-old. And in my head, I'm like, do I know any 20-something-year-olds? And I'm like, oh, okay, Morgan. She's like 20.
But she's like 25 now.
Yeah. And then in my head, I'm like, God, I can't even imagine dating somebody Morgan's age. And that's fucking... And I'm only 34. I'm like, if I
Yeah.
was 50, I mean, listen,
Yeah.
once again, no, what's the word? No offense or whatever. I don't want Leo. Come on the podcast. But I'm just like, that is very interesting to me.
Yeah. I just can't imagine it. I don't know.
He's half German, he's so bright, he's a factual delight. Are you ready for some fun? German facts with Chris.
Yes.
You have a German fact for us.
Oh, I do. Well, I have a couple. I don't know
Ooh.
which one. I mean, one of them's really fast. Can I say both?
Well, yes, and don't forget to do the German accent.
Oh, no, I haven't done this in a while. I feel like I need to go back to Germany real quick. Christopher, that's my dad in my head. All right. Gummy bears are a German invention. Did you guys, are you aware of this? Yeah?
Okay, first of all, I hate gummy bears, but I love that fact.
I love gummy
I think
bears.
that gummy stuff grosses me.
Well, it's made with like horse hooves, right?
Oh, yeah, it's true. It's like, it's like,
How innovative are the Germans? Really? Okay, they could turn horse hoofs into something delicious. Shout out to you guys.
children.
That's
Wow.
But that is cool. That is, I mean, a candy that has really stood the test of time.
We are not going to waste the hooves. You're going to eat it. We're going to make it for children, little kinders. Yeah, delicious little bears. You won't even know it was part of an animal.
Whoa. Okay, now I want some. Because I trust you.
Side note, life hack: don't eat the sugar-free ones.
Oh my god, I tried those the other day, the Swedish fish ones. I almost barfed.
Well,
No.
he means it more for
It's about diarrhea, or however you should say it. It should then. Bing, bang, bing, bang.
life hack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's better
A laxative?
to have a little bit of sugar than to have diarrhea for 3 days. Look. Oh, and entertainment hack: look up the reviews for sugar-free gummy bears.
Oh.
Is that enough of a fact, or should I?
But you have another one?
I mean, I do.
Hit it.
I want it.
Well, okay, so it's about the German educational system.
Oh, okay.
So,
Serious voice.
basically, in Deutschland, the educational system is basically a 3-class system that divides students into 3 different
Like the
tracks.
Titanic.
And essentially, I'm losing it. After 10 years old, most pupils in Germany have been put into one of these 3 educational tracks.
This sounds scary.
So,
the way you're saying this.
So you have to do well in school, because then you can go to the top tier, which is gymnasium.
What?
If you don't do as well, then you go to Realschule, which is a step down for the kids who are not quite as bright as the others. And then if you've done terribly, you go down to Hauptschule, which is the low tier. No one wants to go there.
This sounds horrible.
And they divide.
What is
the
your goal with these German facts today?
It's just true. It's just true. I learned this and it was pretty hardcore. I learned about it. I was like,
wow.
Wait,
whoa.
what's the lowest class called again?
Hauptschule?
Hold on. I need, is there a day in my life Hauptschule?
What if they're a creative kid? What if they're an artist?
There's
What
no
if they
room
have
for
a
creativity in Deutschland.
I hate it.
Oh, wow. There's a lot of videos about
And
this.
I hate the pressures of, I'm sure it's all about, you go to your friend's house and their parents are like, which class of
Hold on.
school did you
What
get
is it? What's
into?
it called?
Hauptschule. It's
Hauptschule.
H-A-U-P-T-S-H.
H-A-U-P. So what? So all the dumb people have to be in,
I would say creative.
dumb- That's what I say.
I would have gone in Hauptschule.
Oh, me too.
I did terrible in school.
Weird.
Let me ask you a question, though. Okay, so are these 3 classes divided into maybe areas that these kids would excel the most at based off of their potential, how they're grading them, or is it based off of income levels of their family?
It's not income. It's just how well you do in school. For instance, if you want to be a doctor or a lawyer, you need to go to gymnasium. You can't go to Hauptschule and be a doctor. They don't allow such a thing.
Oh my
But
God.
I guess just to play devil's advocate on this one, that's not that bad, because there's people that aren't going to excel at that level, and not everybody needs to be a doctor.
Yeah, if I'm in Hauptschule.
Because when doctors are operating, they listen to music. If everybody's a doctor, who's making the music for the doctor to listen to?
But if you really wanted to be a doctor or something and you didn't get into gymnasium, that's not an option in your life
Oh my
anymore.
God.
On the plus side, though,
I guess I would have to know what is the ability for you to get into that program if you tried hard enough. I just don't want it to look like it's a horrible thing. It could be something positive, because there's art schools here in America that don't make you be doctors and people excel great. But it does sound a little bit like you're forced into a hole to a point, which wouldn't be cool.
personally, I want to be in the H class because it feels like
He can't even say it,
why
so
would
yeah.
I want to be in AP English if I could just coast in Hauptschule? What is it? I'm sorry.
No, you said it totally right, actually.
Maybe
Okay.
not coast, but you know.
You know what? Here's what I'll say. Wow. I love Germany. I think I'm German as well. Sounds cool. I don't know if it's offensive or not, but either way, happy Hauptschule, happy Gymnasium, happy whatever's in the middle.
Good gummy bears.
Good horse hooves.
But you can redo, for the record, you can do extra years to then try to go to a higher level,
Wow.
like gymnasium.
So that would be yes to the question.
Wow. Well, good facts, Chris.
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
I don't know if my accent was it today, but
It was good. Okay, because this is a Halloween episode, I feel like we need to talk about something spooky.
Yeah, I'm not scared at all.
Really? I am. Have you seen me? I wanted to bring up something that you told me about back when we were in LA. You found one of the most haunted locations ever, and you drove past it, and you sent me a video, and just from seeing it in a video in daylight, I got like the chills. So do you want to
It's a vibe.
What a vibe?
It's a vibe, dude.
Vibe.
It's a vibe. So it's called Igor's Alley. So at one point,
Okay, sorry.
We were all
I was
terrified.
kind of bummed you ended it short. I love that thing. So we grew up in Long Beach, and I really wanted to find things in Long Beach that were local to the area, that were spooky, haunted houses. And there's a few. There's like the Queen Mary that's haunted, but you can't access those. I thought it'd be cool if there's something we can access and actually see. There's one called Igor's Alley, and the backstory behind it is this house is in a tract within older Long Beach, and it backs up to an alley, and in the back there's a huge garage that they converted into a living space for a family. And it was in the early 1900s where a man, his wife, and his 2 kids lived there, and the Depression hit. And at that point, he lost his job, he wasn't able to provide, and he really took it hard, and he didn't know what he was going to do because times were different back then. You know, we have a lot of systems in place to assist people if needed now, where then it was not the case. So some time went by. He was trying to get a job. He couldn't. He was lying to his family, and he felt horrible about that. And one day he just decided that he was going to, instead of trying anymore, he was going to just end it. So it gets kind of graphic, you know, warning. But he killed his wife and his kids. He hung them on meat hooks.
Oh my God.
In the top room that backed up to the alley, which at one point was a large window. And then he killed himself. And now, if you were to look into it and actually try to find facts, there's little bits and pieces, but the full story is something that's been passed down. And if you drive through this alley now, the window is now boarded up. It looks like it was a door or something, but it was a window. And if you go there at a certain time, let's say 12 o'clock at night, there's like a time frame, and you park and you just stand underneath this window, you can actually feel the like bottom of the feet of the kids that were hanging, you know?
Oh my God.
And it is a weird vibe. And obviously, you know, it's because when you go there, the story goes through your mind. So you attribute a lot of it to that. But just in general, you drive around and you see a lot of people that have made renovations to properties because it's a very upscale neighborhood now. And you see that this house just kind of has old character. And it's like, does it have old character because no one wants to live there? Is it because there's an energy that don't really maybe won't allow it to be upgraded? But it is kind of odd that they've kept the structure the way it is. And it's not like it has all the character in the world that make it attractive. It's kind of like decrepit and kind of weird. You know, so it lends itself to make you think, you know, like, why is it still like that? You know, people avoid this house like the plague, evidently. But yeah, so Igor's Alley. Spooky.
And how close can you get up to it? Does somebody own it?
Well, don't go there, by the way.
Yeah, don't go there. I mean, hopefully I didn't just make it appealing by any means, but it's just in an alley, and it's very hard to find. I drove around for about 45 minutes, and I'm familiar with the area, and there's only a few tells to where it's at, because that whole neighborhood, there's alleys behind every single house, and there's a lot of them, so it's not easy to find by any means. You know,
that's horrifying. And recently I saw a story that freaked me out. I actually saw it a while ago. Have you heard about the Watcher?
Oh, yes.
So have you heard about this?
No.
So this is basically, I forget where it is exactly. New Jersey, I think. I don't know. But there's a house where a couple bought it. It was their dream house.
This is so fucked up.
They had a kid. They're all excited to move in. And I think the first day they get there, they have a letter in the mailbox. And the letter is from this person that's like, I am the Watcher. I am watching you. I know everything about you. I will drink your blood. Like, really scary, right? So it's like, okay, that's kind of scary. So they're like, should we be nervous? Should we ask the cops? Like, you know, whatever. We can't figure out who this person is. Then they get another letter, and it's like, if you don't get out, you know, I will come inside. I will, you know, butcher you. Like, really scary. And it just kept going and going. And every day a new letter,
starting to threaten the kids' safety as well, I believe.
So then the couple was like, they never moved in because they were like, we can't live there. And then they tried to resell it, and they couldn't resell it because I guess this has happened in the past to everybody that's lived there. So now then the house is just sitting for, I think, like a year or something. Yeah. And they finally sold it. And I don't know who bought it, but whoever it is. And then I started thinking, if this happened to us, we would never know because we never check our mail.
You know?
we would just be living our lives, and like somebody's gonna come fucking drink our blood, and we'd just be like, oh my God, hi, who are you?
Our important mail goes to different addresses.
If I were a gambling man, which I am at times, I would bet money that the buyer of that house was the Watcher. I think this was a tactic to get the house value lowered, to not get people to buy it. And he was like, what if I just, it's almost like in movies when
But
people
then-
try to deter people from buying the house next door.
They took a huge loss, though. They sat on this house for over a year, were not able to move in, and then when they resold it, they lost, I think, $100,000.
I guess I'm saying maybe it was a guy that was just, maybe it was a tactic to get people afraid of this house.
Why?
Why?
So he could buy it because it sounds like he bought it at a huge value.
Oh, like it was a long con.
Yeah, it was almost like, it's almost like you've seen in shows where people like, you know, they don't want the mom, like in Step Brothers or something, they don't want them to sell the house, so they do all this dumb shit to avert it. Maybe it was a guy like, dude, I like that house, but I can't afford it unless it's like $300,000. What can I do?
So maybe the previous offer had two offers. Chose the other one.
Scary. Yeah, that's really scary. Chris, I know that you didn't believe in ghosts until you came out with me, and then you felt one. So now you kind of believe. But have you ever been in a location or a place that you felt was crazy besides our house?
Nope.
I mean, I've been, because a lot of my life was trying desperately to have any kind of paranormal encounter. Like I really, really wanted to feel anything, so I went like purposefully to abandoned hospitals with a Ouija board and like all, you know, with friends and stuff, like just doing anything and everything I could. And I never really, the only thing that ever happened was I'd be kind of scared because the place was scary, and then my friends would be so scared that would rub off a little bit, but nothing really. And I was very skeptical, truthfully, until what happened in the video. And it's so crazy because I'll tell people the story and I'm like, what are the odds that this would happen on a video for your channel? Like, it just all feels very like, even that feels almost staged or something, but it really happened. It's really terrifying, and it really kind of changed how I see everything paranormal. But
well, I think demons are kind of like cats. This is a theory, because I think like demons, if you really want to see a ghost or something, like you want it, usually they don't come. But if you kind of play it cool and you're like, I don't know, then they're like, oh really? Oh, okay, here I am. Like, I feel like it's like that, like even with Cheeto. Like Cheeto loves me, is obsessed with me, and likes Ryland, and Ryland's the one that usually feeds him and does all the things for Cheeto, and I'm just kind of the cuddler, right? And I think it's because he sees you as like, oh, and then Ryland tries to get attention from Cheeto, and Cheeto's like, I don't know. And I think it's because you want it too much.
so it's like,
Yeah, Cheeto and I have come a long way, but I see what you're saying.
Yeah. And I think that's what demons are like.
Yeah, I think also demons are real.
Oh.
I know that they're real.
Oh, whoa. For
and
sure.
they serve a very large purpose
Whoa.
in our existence.
wait, how do you know?
And if you believe in ghosts, on a true level, you might see them. But your story is you were probably driven by the fact that you needed proof of them.
Yes.
You know, because I'm the same way. I think demons expose themselves in certain scenarios where if we saw them because we wanted to prove it, that might be positive. And I think they're very negative. So I think that's why what you're saying, they come when you don't expect it, because that's how they serve their purpose. They're not there to be found. You know, like they hold the leverage. So if they have us searching our whole lives and they maintain the leverage, they're never going to expose themselves. They don't need to. You know, we're searching for them.
And I will say, I think, and I only have a few seconds to say this, I think, because of card. But what I will say is, yeah, they served a purpose. Because that night I prayed and I said, God, you know, like, please help us make something, because I want to come back to YouTube. I want to do something. I want to post something. And then that literally all happened that night.
Wow.
And afterward, I almost
like
cried. And I was like, thank you, God,
An
for
angel
making all that happen.
Yeah, an angel delivered
Damn.
a demon. I'm saying, like, you asked for it.
No.
I think it was a happy ghost.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, there's no denying spirits are around, just with the way the world works.
Scary. Okay. Okay, so our last sponsor of the day is something I'm very excited about because I have actually been using it since they sent it. So thank you so much to NEXTEVO Naturals for sponsoring this episode. So NEXTEVO sent me a box of some of their very popular items. One was for stress. It's a stress CBD complex. And then the other one is for sleep, which, if you know me at all, I need sleep. It's called the Triple Action CBD Sleep. I have struggled with sleep my entire life. I am a night owl. I stay up till like 6 a.m. Sometimes I'm editing, but sometimes I just actually can't sleep. And I've tried things in the past and I was like a little nervous because like sleeping pill, like the whole thing kind of scared me. And then luckily NEXTEVO reached out and I decided to try it. And I am so excited. It really works. Like I guarantee, well, I can't guarantee, But I'm going to let you know it really does work, and I'm really excited about it. So if you have trouble sleeping, trust me, it feels great. It works fast. It also absorbs really fast into your system. They created something called the Smart Sorb technology. I did a call with them last week for like an hour. We talked about all of it, went through every ingredient, everything that it offers, because I really wanted to make sure I knew everything, because I want to feel good telling you guys about a product and not feel like I'm inexperienced with it. So after talking to them, doing research, and trying it myself, I really like it and I really believe in it, and I'm really grateful that they sponsored the show. So please support them, especially if you have trouble sleeping. The stress one is great too. I'm going to talk about that in another episode, but specifically the sleep, it's so good. So they're giving you guys 25% off of your subscription orders of $40 or more. Just use code GROWER. Check out. It was very interesting on this call, by the way, to have this woman who's very like, you know, classy businesswoman, and she was like, so that's code GROWER, right? It was a lot. Thank you, NEXTEVO, for being a lot with me. So go to nextevo.com and use code GROWER for 25% off of your subscription order of $40 or more. Okay, one thing, if you're nervous about CBD, I know a lot of people are. Even my mom, when she first heard about it a couple years ago, she was nervous because people assume it's like going to make you hallucinate and it's like weed and all that stuff. Their CBD is THC free, which means no hallucinations. It's not like taking, you know, a weed pill or something. So it's not going to make you feel high. You're not getting high with this. This is just putting you to sleep gently and giving you a good night's sleep. So, and that's something that I very much need. So thank you guys, and thank NEXTEVO for sponsoring the episode. Let's get back to the show. All right, welcome back to this Halloween edition of Conspiracy Corner. We'll get to the spooky ones in a second, but before we do that, Mandela Effects. Now, I know what you're thinking. Shane, aren't you out of Mandela Effects? Yes. Kind of. But we have one today that we're actually going to FaceTime somebody because we might have some evidence. Speaking of evidence, this is proof that the Raisin Bran Mandela effect is real. Remember a couple shows ago where I said the Raisin Bran son on the box always had sunglasses. He always did. I know he did. Then we saw that on the box, he does not have sunglasses, and I got very upset. Well, this is a clip from Family Guy. Check it out.
What a gorgeous day. Isn't it a gorgeous day, Mr. Sun?
It's always a nice day with 2 scoops of raisins, Peter.
Whoa.
So obviously they were charactering him after the guy on the box.
Listen, I don't care what anybody says. I know there's a lot of Mandela skeptics. It is real. We are in a different world. This is not where I was raised, and I'm upset. Raisin Bran.
Well, yeah, I mean, why would they have just added sunglasses for no reason?
For no reason.
Yeah.
Because we all have a collective memory that Raisin Bran had sunglasses. Don't get me started.
Why would the sun not wear sunglasses? They are literally called sunglasses.
I need a sound effect for like a head exploding. Oh.
What?
That still worked. Okay, this is more proof. This is a shirt that somebody sent us, a picture of a shirt.
No.
And this is the Fruit of a Loom
No.
on the shirt with the cornucopia.
Wow. So they've rebranded.
No, they haven't. They said
I get it. I know what a Mandela effect is. I'm just showing you guys how smart I am.
Wow, you're gonna get into gymnasium.
Wow.
Okay, yeah. If any of you guys have Fruit of the Loom clothes in your closet or your grandma's closet or something from a long time ago, because pictures are good, but send us a video of it because we want to really get proof, hardcore evidence, because then that'll be on the news.
Take a screenshot of those panties.
He said it, not me. Okay, this is a spooky Mandela effect. So the Salem witch trials, which if you don't know, back in the day, people were being accused of being witches and they were being killed by the towns. How were they being killed?
Burned at the stake.
Yeah, I think that's what's talked about a lot, is them being burned alive, yeah.
Right?
I'm not familiar.
Yeah, well, no, they weren't. They were hung.
Wow.
Never burned at the stake. Witches were never burned at the stake. I don't understand. Isn't that literally what happens? Like, oh, you're gonna burn me at the stake?
Wait, then why does everyone
I
think
thought
that?
they
I don't know.
I thought they burned them because they had to relinquish of their bodies. Did they burn them after they hung them? Because they gotta, like, they're witches and their energy's gonna still live in their body. We gotta burn them.
I know. I mean,
So it's weird.
Hocus Pocus. Isn't in that movie there's a scene where those witches get burned at the stake? That's literally what happens in the movie. I don't understand.
Maybe that's where I learned what I just said, even. I think that's,
Yeah.
But like, I mean, I know a lot of people who seem like that's we've talked about this. That's like what everyone thinks is that they were burned alive.
Right.
What?
I know. So that one freaked me out. little spooky one. Okay, this is one that I got probably 100 emails about this. Ready Whip. I'm going to show you a picture of Ready Whip.
And you would know. I'm just saying that's your favorite. I am not going to take this as a fat joke. I will not entertain that. I've never met somebody that enjoys that as a topping.
And stop.
Oh my gosh.
And we're done.
It's fine. I like toppings on my whatever.
Okay.
Was Ready Whip what I was eating on the chips?
Yes.
Disgusting.
Okay, Ready Whip. I'm going to show you a picture of Ready Whip 2 different ways, and you tell me which way you think it is. Is it Ready Whip or is it Ready Whip?
One more time.
So if you notice, the difference is whip. Whip
Oh.
has an H.
Cool Whip.
And whip doesn't have an H. How do you remember Ready Whip?
Like this.
I'll go first. Because Ready Whip, yes, is my favorite. Although I get the fat-free one.
Isn't it
because of the
sugar-free
chemicals.
too?
Yeah, it's probably really bad for me. It's probably what gave me that cyst. Anyways, but I love it. I remember Ready Whip having an H. I remember it specifically having an H. But no, it never did. It's always just been Ready Whip with no H.
Wow.
And this one shook me. This was a personal one for me.
Okay, so I'm not out of line.
I definitely thought it had an H. I also think of Family Guy again. I mean, it wasn't Ready Whip, but do you know that thing where it's like Cool Whip? And with the H, like, so I assumed that was
Cool Whip.
Yeah. They're like emphasizing
That's
an
right.
H.
You can't have a pie without Cool Whip. Why are you putting so much emphasis on the H? What are you talking about? I'm just saying it. Cool Whip.
My only logical thought is the term whip is trademarked, and it can't be called Ready Whip because then they would think it's a Cool Whip product.
Whoa. You might have just cracked the can on that.
I mean, I'm looking at it from that perspective. That's how I see it.
Okay. And now this one. This one has layers. First, I'm going to take you on the journey that I went through earlier today, okay? Cosmo brownies.
Oh, that
Little Debbie's.
is my childhood.
Oh, yeah.
They're cool because you could just share them real quick, but you never share them. Fuck that.
Hell no.
Wait, what do you mean you just share them?
Well, no, because it's almost like
They include the breakable
it felt
line.
to me like they have that because they're so fattening that they needed to be like, there are really 2 servings of it, you know? Because it's pure sugar and fat.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they have the line in the middle, right?
Oh my gosh, that's
do.
my poison.
It's
if
so
we're picking
good.
one,
Because that's like the treat they give you at lunch.
Yeah. What if I told you that they don't have a line?
that's fucking bullshit.
They don't have a line anymore.
No, I'm passionate about these brownies, and I know they have a line because I would go to my fridge and I would break them in half because of the line and be like, I could save that one for later, and then I'd always end up eating it.
We remember
don't relate.
different regions, same logic.
I don't think I've ever seen Ryland snap
Is this
like
a new thing, or because now are they just promoting eat the whole fucking thing, fat people, or whatever? Like,
Well,
No.
this Mandela Effect said that it has always been with no line.
That's a fucking lie.
Now, I want to get some receipts. Ryland, your mom, like you said, always has Cosmo brownies in that pantry because
I'm
I
telling
have
you.
one every time I go there.
It's my childhood, baby.
Can you FaceTime her and see if she can take them out of her pantry and show us what they look like?
Yeah.
It literally looks like a 5-year-old FaceTiming their mom.
Hey, girly. I texted you and asked you if you have our childhood snack in your pantry.
Oh, okay. Want to see my pantry?
Yeah, do you? Oh, yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Oh, you have multiple things going on. Ooh, there's ding-dongs in there, too.
throw a few in the freezer for me.
We're coming over after this. Grab those cosmic brownies.
All right.
Do a little unboxing for us.
Okay, he wants you to open that.
Hey, Dad,
In
welcome
my
to the
eyes.
podcast.
Oh no. Hi, Shane.
Hi.
I feel like I'm watching a TikTok review of the brownies.
The fact that they don't even question how I look.
Look. Oh,
Hold on. Mom, focus on the brownie.
okay, we got the brownie.
So, show us that brownie up close and in focus, please.
Yeah.
You're
It's weird though
kidding
because
me.
the sprinkles look like they want to be half and half.
Yes.
No line.
Do you
There's
guys
no line.
remember when we were
Wait
kids?
a second. Oh yeah. that's
When we
not
were
right.
kids, Mom and Dad, don't you remember there being a line in the middle to break those?
There used to be. You're correct.
Oh, I do remember that.
There was 2.
They're saying that was never a thing, that there was never a line.
No, there always was. And they would break in half. You're
They
right.
would.
See.
Dude, did we just break your parents?
And we're professionals.
Did we just
when
put
it
them in a
comes to
rabbit hole?
cosmic brownies, I'm telling you, the Addams family are professionals.
So
Has it been your dad the whole time cutting each individual one? Our whole lives?
wait, so did it change? I have so many questions.
Wow.
You just gotta give in, bro. We're living in a different planet.
That's what we needed. Maybe I'll be over there after this podcast to pick those up. Oh, man. All right. Well, because we're trying to finish the podcast, I'll call you after.
Hey.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. I feel like we're all shook, right?
Yes.
Even your parents are shook.
More shook than I've ever been.
I feel like your next conversation with your parents might be about a conspiracy. I think you just might have destroyed their reality. That's what we're here for.
Now, this is how I felt too earlier, right? And I was like doing research, trying to figure it out, like really upset. I looked, and I guess there's a TikTok with like 1 million likes and all these comments because people are losing their minds over this. And I did a little research and I realized, and this is kind of going to bum everybody out. But I feel like it would be fake if I didn't say this.
Yeah.
I respect that.
Thank you. Yes, there is no line on the big value pack. On the normal pack of Little Debbie's Cosmic Brownies, there is a line.
I'm even more mad now. Have I been skimped my whole life and been offered a smaller brownie?
Yes.
So I'm even madder.
You know, at least I feel validated in that I'm not, like, I haven't lost it. Like, I was really starting to question my mental wellness.
You probably should tell your parents immediately. I think that's ethically you have to.
Yeah.
You have to. Okay, so yes, I was a little shook. It was a little exciting. That was a little trick or treat, if you ask me.
That was all treat. That was all treat.
We should give those to trick or treaters. Well, actually, don't come to our house. Never mind.
Whoa.
Wow.
Okay. Anyways.
Aggressive.
Okay, now we're done with Mandela Effects, but Chris, I told you earlier that I have a Crumbles theory that is going to blow your brain and piss you off.
Yeah, I'm worried because you know how much I love Crumbl.
Is this what I saw recently?
I don't know. Okay, I don't know.
I don't know. You tell me and I'll tell you.
What I will say is I had my blood work done. This is a side note. I had my blood work done recently, and I guess I have really bad cholesterol, and everything else is fine. And then I looked into it, and I think Crumbles is giving me bad cholesterol.
Yes, of course.
We both have cysts and high cholesterol.
Because I eat
It's
healthy,
Crumbl.
except for Crumbl. Don't sue me, Crumbl. I'm just kidding, kind of. Although I did tell the doctor, I'm like, well, I do have a lot of Crumbles, and the doctor was like, ooh. So this picture has gone viral recently.
Oh no, is it bad?
I personally think it's bad.
Do I want to know? I love Crumbl.
I don't think you want to. No, listen, it's not that bad. It's just more like it pisses me off, right? Because the whole thing about Crumbles is, don't want to know our secret. We have a secret ingredient. Our secret. We make the best cookies ever, and they do.
Yeah.
And then this picture went viral.
Hot take. I don't care.
They got caught using Betty Crocker cake mix.
No.
Here's the thing.
No.
I know it's jarring and I know it seems shocking, but the thing is they're doing such a variety of cookies every single week. They probably just had one flavor that they incorporated.
Just one.
I'd be shook if this was one of
the sugar cookie flavor.
No.
That's what I think that is.
Zoom in. If it's a sugar cookie,
enhance.
If it's their sugar cookie, I'll be shook. But if it's a seasonal, like weekly one, I'll be like, whatever. They're trying to do something different every week.
Hold on. Because isn't the whole thing like, I assumed all their stuff is made from scratch.
That's
all of them.
how they sell it. And they show you them making it in the store, right?
And if one of them was not made from scratch, are all of them not made from scratch? Is it all a lie?
But what is the threshold of making something from scratch?
Not from a box of a pre-mixed thing.
No.
But that's not the only.
You're going to be angry.
But that's not the only ingredient. That's a base,
upset.
possibly.
Crumbls came out and talked about this because it was going viral and they were freaking out. And people were making videos. People were very upset.
People weren't going to stop eating it. They just wanted to have fun dragging somebody online.
I feel like my anxiety's through the roof right
now.
Yeah,
Now, Crumbls came out and said, yes, we do use cake box for some of our recipes. And it's very common and a lot of places do it. Like, calm down, girl. That's basically what they said in a nutshell. Don't sue me, Crumbles.
So it's true.
Well, that's what I would say too. I'd say all of you fuck off. Our cookies taste delicious.
You know, and in their defense, I mean, it isn't like they grow their own plants and break it down to make flour. Everyone sources from raw material factories or farms. They just use that box. And that's consistent for them because they could access it at any point. Everybody sells Betty Crocker cake mix. So
if I was Betty Crocker, I'd be pissed and I'd be like, you know what? We're not going to sell our cake mix anymore and see what happens, Crumbl, and see Crumbl stock.
Here's the thing, though.
That's a fucking business move right there, dude. That's some Wall Street shit.
If the cake mix produced Crumbl cookies for me at home, then there's no need to go to Crumbl Cookies. Crumbl tastes different and better, so they provide a service. I just think internet bullshit. Fuck you guys. I think they just wanted like a viral moment on TikTok to expose somebody, and it's like, I'm sick of it. I hate the like, let's expose everything.
It would, I don't don't know. To me, it's like kind of like, a lot of people say In-N-Out that their dressing tastes like Thousand Islands dressing. It would be like if you found out they have an actual bottle of Thousand and they were just pouring.
And would I stop eating it? No, I wouldn't care.
I would lose my mind.
But if you trace the ingredient back, it's coming from the same spot that makes.
Okay,
but it's not the same.
Here's what it kind of reminds me of that Friends episode where Phoebe has that recipe for cookies from her dead aunt or something, and she's like, and it's the best cookies ever, and they're trying to figure out the recipe, and Phoebe was like, yeah, it's a Nestle Tollhaus, and then they realize it's Nestle Toll House. It was on the back of the fucking bag.
Nestle Tollhaus. Nestle Toll House?
Yeah.
It feels like that to me. It's like,
yes.
I love Crumbl so much. Like, I would say I'm Crumbl's biggest fan, and their sugar cookie is my favorite thing of all time. It's killing me, literally. Don't sue me, because I eat so many of them.
Allegedly.
And now to find out it's Betty Crocker, I do feel crocked.
What?
I feel scammed.
What you're feeling is disillusionment.
Wow.
Because you believed that they were making it all a certain way, and then you just realize they're just normal people buying fucking cake mix.
And Jared's the nicer version of me.
know?
I just think, does it taste good? The answer is yes. Who cares? It's like, who fucking cares? It tastes good.
I do.
Why?
I care.
Why though?
I don't know. It just feels, I feel scammed.
Okay, this is the last conspiracy I want to say, and this is more just me being annoyed because I know it's not a conspiracy. I know it's real. Don't sue me, Apple. But the other day, so I'm not really up to date on like what's new and what's happening in the world, right? The other day, my phone, out of nowhere, stopped fucking working. Internet wasn't working. Like, it just kept turning off. It kept fucking up. It kept like doing weird shit. And I was like, oh my God, I need a new phone. This phone is so fucked up. It was so frustrating. I'm like, this phone is not that old. I bought it 6 months ago. And then I turn on YouTube and it's like, iPhone 14 Pro Max review. And I'm like, wait, what? And then I look, and that night at midnight, it was available for pre-order. And I was like, I have proof now that Apple fucks up our phones. Don't sue me, allegedly. Conspiracy that they fuck up our phones whenever they have a new phone dropping because they want us to think our phones are broken. We need a new one. And guess what I did? I pre-ordered it, baby.
Me
did.
too.
I think they 100% do that.
Right? It was out of nowhere. My phone has been so incredible. I talk about how much I love my phone all the time. I'm like, I love this phone. Just broken. Stop working.
It's so funny because like I always have an older phone because they're so expensive. I can't buy newer ones, but so I'm usually a few models behind. And like I remember when you first get a new iPhone, like how fast it is and how incredible it is. And then like a few years later, it's like slow and broken and barely works, and I have to restart it all the time.
Yes.
And I've gone to Apple about this, and I'm like, hey, so why is it so slow? Like just use it. See how slow and weird and laggy it is. And the employee's like, oh, it's just an old phone. That's why. And I'm like, no, but it was fine until like a new phone came out. And he was like, oh, no, that's not related. I'm like, it feels pretty related.
Even in the last podcast, I probably cut it out. I don't know if you guys have saw it, but there was a moment where I got frustrated because my phone stopped working during the podcast, and it never did that before, ever. The Bluetooth stopped working. I couldn't connect to the TV. I had to restart it.
Didn't someone try to sue them over this?
I do think because I have like a 13 or a 12 or pretty recent. Before that, I had an iPhone 5 for years.
Whoa.
And it was slow at points and it would fuck up. But I think they realized this dude don't even care. So I think they stopped pressing me so hard. But now that I have this one, it's the same thing.
Really?
Because now they're like, we got this motherfucker.
Yes.
He got the 13. He cares again.
I mean, they can control our entire lives. What's stopping them from stopping our phones?
And every time I talk to like an Apple employee or a T-Mobile or whoever I have employee, I think I fuck up because I always jokingly first say, it's probably just Apple fucking with me, so I buy the new phone. And they always just jokingly laugh / agree. You know what I mean? So it's like they can't confirm, but they're like, yes.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, they would never do that.
It affects them too, though, which sucks, you know?
I mean, it affects them so minutely because we all go buy the damn phones.
Wow. Well, I think we just cracked a few good conspiracies today. I feel good about this episode.
Me too.
I feel like we had a a good time.
I want some Raisin Bran and some Cosmic Brownies.
I just don't feel good about
I'll
anything.
split one with you.
It's a date.
And you know what else I feel like right now, besides a trick and a treat?
A recap.
Yes!
Lights, camera, action. Ryland's recap is about to happen. Ryland's recap.
On today's Halloween episode of the Shane Dawson podcast, the boys get spooky and talk about demons. Yeah.
Simple. Fix your bangs a little bit.
Oh.
Yeah, like right here. It's just like a swoop. No, we're right here. You're going everywhere except for right here. No, okay.
Where do you want them to go?
Is that like the peak of the fold or whatever?
Okay, yeah. There we go.
Okay. What do you have for me?
What were we talking?
Damn, I just
we had so many.
Jared's bulge.
Oh, my bulge. He's laughed at.
Jerid is turning people on everywhere, bulging out on today's episode in his Minion costume, all while destigmatizing the Minions.
We're just people.
Oh, yeah. They're people, too.
Chris got his sister moves, and then mine was just fat.
In shocking news, Chris had 3 cysts removed, while Shane got his ultrasound, and turns out his was just fat. Sorry, I mean...
big developments in the future of the podcast. We talked about that. I forgot. We talked about that.
Huge developments in what the future holds for the Shane Dawson podcast. Will the boys continue, or will they go even bigger?
Crumbles. Chris is really upset because they've been lying to us.
In Crumbl news, the brand has been exposed for using Betty Crocker cake mix.
Crumbling before him.
Chris's life has crumbled, and quite frankly, I just don't give a fuck.
That is what it would be like if newscasters were honest. I just don't give a fuck.
Ryland's raw recap, dude. It's very raw this week, dude. It's incredible.
I see what you did there.
Igor's Alley in Long Beach, scary. Don't go there.
Don't go there.
Don't go there. It's really the ultimate message. Don't go there.
The boys discuss the spookiest places in California. Among one is Igor's Alley. Don't show up.
Okay.
You know what's good for you.
In Germany, they separate their kids by how dumb they are. No offense.
Chris reveals Germany's controversial school system. Dumb kids have to go to a dumb school.
Damn, that sound.
I call them creative. That's where I'd be.
You're such a good mother.
Thank you.
We're going to have a lot of creative kids. Very creative.
In the Hoppenschnuckel burger. And they made gummy bears. Let's give some light to them. They gave me gummy bears.
Oh, yeah.
Big drama. Jared doesn't follow anybody on Instagram. Snake.
Drama alert. We have learned and confirmed Jerid was not following Ryland or Chris on Instagram. The boys are personally offended, and Jerid came to his own defense saying, Instagram just doesn't matter to me like that. The boys are offended, and Jerid says he has followed them since, but I'm not sure we believe him.
Yeah, wait, let me check.
Oh!
Hold on, field reporter.
Shane Dawson has the latest in this developing
let's
story.
just talk about the uncomfortable pressure I've been feeling to get a TikTok. I feel like you guys have really been pressing TikTok on me too, okay?
I have breaking news.
Uh-oh.
This just in. I am in the trenches right now, going through Let's Mind Travel Jared's Instagram follower count. And I see that he's following Shane Dawson.
Yes.
Ryland Adams.
Yes.
Shane Dawson Podcast.
Whoa!
And not Chris.
Wait, what?
Why just me? Why just me?
Breaking news. Instagram is broken. It's not me. It's them. I thought I did it last night.
Wow.
I'm obviously fucking.
Things have taken a personal turn. Chris has texted me and said he's walking from the podcast.
Okay. Real quick. Exhibit A, just to show. The last thing I looked up, because I was meaning to follow, was Crispy Station right after Ryland Adams, after I learned the devastating news of how big of an asshole I am.
In an attempt to cover up his scandal.
Chris, live update. Check your IG. You got a special follow.
In an attempt to cover up his scandal, he revealed shocking details that not only did he search and look at Chris, he chose then to not follow after being called out. Twitter is
a small phone. I got fat
wild.
fingers. I made a mistake.
iPhones. iPhones are lying to us and they're ruining our lives.
Shane has allegedly revealed that Apple is ruining our lives. They want us to spend all of our coins on getting the new iPhones because they deactivate the old ones as soon as the new one's announced.
Very informative.
You know.
Exactly what they do.
Yes.
Period.
I really do think that.
Confirmed by giggles heard at T-Mobile.
Hopefully you all have a good Halloween and send us your costumes. We're curious at the Shane Dawson Podcast. Hit us up in the stories. We'll repost our favorites. And by will, I mean Shane. I hope you enjoyed our Halloween costumes and our Halloween episodes. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow, and listen everywhere. Give us those listens. And we'll see you next week here on the Shane Dawson Podcast.
Lights, camera, action. Ryland's recap is about to happen. Yeah! Ryland's recap.
Wow, that was such a great recap. It blew off my wig.
Snatched.
Wow, thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with us for this Halloween episode. Hopefully you enjoyed whatever the hell this was. I know I did. And yeah, is there any last words from our pilot? Oh, that sounds really scary. I didn't mean it like that.
Stay safe. Happy Halloween, America.
Okay, this is an international podcast.
Fucking scary laugh, dude. Stay safe.
All right, you guys. Hopefully you had fun with us. We'll see you next time. Bye. Watch out for tricks.